Keys, half price on pants. Rachel.
Oh my God.
Hello. Amy, greetings. Buenos dias. See Kevin. Jen, you're here.
I think
Thank
you just called
goodness.
Kevin
Dana.
Kevin, not C Kevin.
Well, he's put C Kevin down on his profile, and I am a reader.
Hey.
Hello, Julie.
Jerry, I need a glasses cleaner. Remember you could help me out last time? These are just a bit foggy to look through. Sort of like
yeah.
it's like the smoke outside. It's just like, well, we've got smoke inside
All right.
now with my dirty
Leave it to
glasses
you
on.
to ask for something.
I know, sorry, we're right when you're in the
You've got
middle
a
of
special
greeting everybody.
request.
Oh, yeah, Lady Jerry causing a rumpus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, spanner in the works. Oh, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, no.
Robinson,
Oh, my
yellow.
God.
Rich, hello. Christopher Korn, back from the Michigan woods. I'm not sure what you did in the woods there, but I hope you didn't start anything on fire.
Yeah.
We're having a real problem with that
Please
here
do
in
not.
California.
Ramon, hello to you as well. Lord and Lady Jerry both reporting for duty here.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I'm excited about today. Are you?
yes, I'm pretty excited about today. I have to say, I've been a high achiever today.
Have you?
Well, I sort of feel like if I get some stuff done, I kind of like, oh my God, I've come out of, Jerry retirement and done some things.
Well, it is kind of amazing the threshold for what a busy day is nowadays. I mean, you
God.
really killed it yesterday. You were out in the yard for 5 hours.
I don't think it was 5 hours. I had this really intense N95 mask on because I bought these plants on Friday. I went to the farmer's market before I read that it was really... My glasses are so dirty, you'll look like Trump and Melania.
That's what Jen says.
Oh, Jen, no, come on. I'd have to do a much more face, and I have to hardly move. I mean, she just doesn't move very much, and I'd have to be wearing a military dress and have a great big pair of hooters out the front. And, yeah, Jen, you've got the wrong...
Great big pair of hooters out the front. Well, where else would they be, Jerry?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I've got a great big pair of hooters out the back. Why don't you come out and see them?
Yeah, it's so passe to have the great, put them on the front, get your bolt-ons on the back. Well, yeah, I don't know, just being, sort of someone saying that we look like Trump and Melania, that's pretty funny to me. It's a little bit too animated. You have to stay very still to be her and have a face that doesn't move, and it has to be a bit more...
So today's catch line is not dead, won't quit, and Scott's chimed in, won't bow down, don't know how. Yeah.
Nice Scott.
One.
Yeah, I'm not going to bow down.
Would you like the Bible story, or do you want to...
Well, I was telling them a little bit about gardening yesterday with my N95 mask on.
Continue.
Do you want to hear about the garden? So...
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it's
You
maybe...
did quite a bit of digging and shaking out the roots.
Oh,
You took some roots
God.
out and you put them in the recycling bin. These are the
Not
kind of
the
exciting...
No, I put them in the compost bin because what I decided is that my vegetable garden has really been crap, not been doing that well. So I thought, I'm going to really prepare. There's a thing, an actor prepares, well, a gardener prepares. So I was, and it was, and I probably shouldn't have been doing it with a bad air, but I did have I said, a really intense N95, which I'd actually like to be wearing now in your office since it's not an air purifier, but you look a bit of a dork in it. But, yeah, I did a lot of digging and turning and, shaking out root balls and putting those in the compost so they can break down some more. And it was exhausting. And then, this is just a tiny little saga that for any gardener. So then I decided at the very end of the day where my back was killing me. I mean, I was so tired. And I've got this plant. So I've got this tree out there. Block your ears, Jerry, when I tell everyone how much it costs.
This is such a great story. Go ahead. No, tell me. Because that's the only thing that makes this interesting is my reaction to the price of that tree.
That tree out there cost $200.
Which one? This one?
Yes.
Oh, my God. A $200 tree. Yeah. Can you believe it?
And here's the thing. I tried so hard to source that tree. I looked on, cheapest fucking plants in the world. Where do you get I mean, Jen, I really did. So I really went for it. I got, Louise tried to find it for me cheaper, could not find it. Well, I took a cutting of that and I've made it into another tree. So I've got 2 trees.
Oh.
And if I can, I'll grow another tree out of it. But anyway, yesterday when I was going to transplant the offspring of the $200 tree, I was so tired and it was so wet in the pot I just hope I kept enough of the root ball together that we're going to have a successful. This is like a heart transplant, ladies and gentlemen, for me, for Lady Cherry. This is
So
this is high. You know, this is.
I'm going to be happy when you sell the second tree that you've created from the first tree for $200, and the net cost of trees is zero.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So
I could.
look
Yeah.
forward to that.
Well, if any of you would like to buy a beautiful, so it's called a triangulated ficus, and it has these triangular, ficus I don't like, but it's got triangulated leaves. They look slightly like a succulent. They're quite pretty. I'm not going to go and pull one off because the tree's too damn expensive.
No, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, let's get to the Bible. We're so sick of my gardening. Blah, blah, blah.
Each of those leaves is probably worth $1.
I'm really looking after that thing though.
Well, today's story was picked out yesterday, and I'm sorry that you missed.
Oh, I
you
didn't
missed
get
that.
to.
I'm gonna have to get the flashlight in case I can't see it.
It's not that terrible over here. Would you like me to read it, Lord Jerry?
Well, no, because I've worked.
No, you like to be in
I've
control.
been through and I've worked out.
Oh, where are you
want
going to emphasize
magnifying
things?
glass, yeah. So today's Bible story is the Israelites turn against God.
Ooh.
Yes, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I've been told that I'm a bit rude about. Is it the Bible story? Is it? I'm not. We know I'm not pious, but I'm.
Who's told you that?
What-
Wasn't me.
No,
It
no.
was someone else.
Was our good friend Frank the other day said that I could sometimes seem like I'm not very.
Yeah, we'll try and take it down a
Yeah.
notch.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Is that doable?
I'm
Is that a
going to-
burp?
Well, it was sort of a. It
You're
was
a
a
bit gassy, Lady
It was a
Cherry.
miscarried burp. Well, I like
Yeah,
to be
all right.
gassy. It's much better to
burp
better out than in.
miscarriage. Okay.
But what I'm going to try to do is it is.
Please,
Yeah.
do tell me what you're about to do,
No.
and then let's all watch and see how you do it.
Okay, all right. So what I'm going to try to do, it's good to know ahead of time because then if I, then you can let me know at the end, like how much did I do, out of 10, and what sort of marks did I score? But I don't want anything. I don't want any disparaging comments, please. So what about? I'm going to channel some tolerance. What about that?
Okay.
I'm going to be challenged. Yeah.
Jen,
Ficus triangles. Oh, don't tell me you found it for cheap, Ed. Don't tell me you found it for cheap. I don't have the
that's a bit
variegated
different.
one.
Yeah,
that's a variegated one. I just have the
that's a variegated one. You don't want the variegated one.
No, it's very pretty.
It is
Very pretty. Thanks, Ed.
Variegated, very pretty.
Yeah. Oh, is it very
Okay.
pretty, variegated, la la la.
So
But
today's
the
Bible story.
leaves of the-
All right. That's it.
Yeah, okay,
Come
that's
on.
enough.
Now be
yeah.
nice.
Oh, yeah, all right, okay.
Be nice.
All right, shut up.
The drought had lasted for 3 years when Elijah the prophet went to Samaria to see Ahab, king of Israel, who'd become a follower of the god Baal. B-A-A-L. The god
Baal.
Baal. Yeah, they theorize that they may have started to get in with Baal because he was supposed to control rainfall, and there had been this this drought. So Elijah the prophet gets there, and he tells Baal to summon the children of Israel, all of the priests, and bring them together on Mount Carmel. And there Elijah said to them, "You cannot worship both Baal and God." I knew that this was going to be
That's
the case.
not very tolerant and flexible.
Well, no, but I mean, this is Elijah. I feel like how many dealings have the Israelites had with God that they don't know, like this is going to be a problem. But the people remain silent. So he says, "You can't worship both Baal and God," and the people are like, maybe they made a little. They were like, "Well, I don't know what he's talking about," and so then the people are silent, and he tells them to build an altar to Baal while he is going to build an altar to God. And so they get the wood out and a sacrificial calf to build the altars, 2 altars, right? And then he says, let the god Baal set his altar alight. Elijah says, okay, well, there's your Baal altar and your calf is on there. Light it up. Let's see what your God's got. This is sort of a dance off, pants off.
Yeah.
Keys.
This is
but it's
this is a peeing contest.
So they've got
right?
so they have 2 altars, and they go light your altar, Baal. Elijah's decided he's going to go second. He's going to let God do the finale, be the closer.
Right.
And it's a good thing too. So the priests of Baal lifted up their arms and called to their God to send them fire. "Oh, Baal, hear us," they shouted. But the hours passed, hours, and nothing happened, and the fire remained unlit. So now they're all standing around going, "This is kind of bad for Baal."
Yeah, Baal's a
Bad for
loser.
Baal. This is looking bad. Nothing happens. And then perhaps he sleeps. Elijah mocks him. So maybe Baal's asleep. Maybe he's asleep.
Taking a nap.
Yeah. So then he goes, "Tell you what, go get some barrels of water and pour it on my altar. Pour. Why don't you soak down the wood on the God altar? Yeah, okay? Just to make this fair. Just to make this fair. You, Baal, we're ready when you are, but soak up the wood on my altar." So they do it. They pour barrels so the wood on God's altar is soaking wet. And then Elijah speaks quietly to God. He goes, "Lord God of Israel, I asked you to send fire so that the hearts of your people will return to you." And this is not the shit that God usually goes in for. He's not up for
Turn
a
it
party.
on when he
Show me your good stuff. But on this occasion, he must have caught God on a good day. And also, God has fucking had it. Excuse me. God has had it. I know. God has had it with Baal. He really has. So instantly, the pile of sodden logs roared into flames, and within seconds, the calf, the wood, and the stones which were surrounding the fire were turned into ashes. And that is a hot fire, ladies and gentlemen. When you're turning a rock into ash, that's some volcano type stuff. So
I am amazed.
yeah. So this reminds me of a story where Jerry Lee Lewis and Little Richard are on the same bill, and they have a big argument about who's going to go second. You know, who's the bigger star? The bigger star should close the show, and they both think they're the biggest star, and but the producer or whoever intervenes, and it's going to be Little Richard is going to go last. And this may be maybe it's Chuck Berry, I can't remember. But Jerry Lee Lewis, so Jerry Lee Lewis is going on first, and the other artist is going on last. Jerry Lee Lewis does his whole piano show, and in his prime, the guy could rock. He's playing the piano with his feet, and at the end, he dumps lighter fluid all over the piano, and he lights it on fire. The piano bursts into flames, and he walks up stage and goes, "Follow that." That reminds me of this Baal God story here. Anyway. After God burns up the altar, the Israelites fall on their faces and honor God, and as you might expect, then Elijah went to the summit of Mount Carmel and told his servant to look out at the sea. "What do you see out there?" "Nothing." 7 times Elijah's selling, "Sir, what do you see out there? What's out over the ocean?" "Nothing." "Nothing." "What do you see?" "Nothing." And then finally on the 7th time, he goes, "What do you see out there?" And the servant says, "I see a little tiny cloud. It's no bigger than your hand." And he goes, "Okay, here comes the rain." And the rain comes in. So this is to help their crops. It's such a showstopper. So first he's blown up the fire contest, and then God comes with rain out of nowhere to solve their drought problems. Ahab has to run away to the next village, and Elijah has to go chasing after him just to get his "I told you so" in. Evidently, it doesn't cover all that in the children's Bible. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that Bible story and also a little bit of a Jerry Lee Lewis story.
That is good.
Yeah.
So mighty God, Jeff says that you should do a comedy routine with me on stage.
Yeah.
But then we've got a lot of Baal Buster, Great Balls of Fire, Belinda
Great
becomes
Balls of Fire. See, that's a good combo of the Bible story
and the Jerry Lee Lewis. Yep,
Boom.
exactly. Yep, Great Balls of Fire. I think that comedy actually might have come in before you told the Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jen says eventually we all get tired of balls. I hope that's not the case, Lady Jerry. Yeah, but that is a mic drop moment, Phil. You're right. When he whispers, "Okay, God, show him what you got," and the boom, everything blows up, the calf and the ashes. You just drop the mic and go, "Good night, everybody."
Yep, you did it. Rachel loves that story.
Jen says it was Little Richard. Okay, good. I'm glad about that. you're late to the party, Clinton. Oh man, you just missed a great Bible story, I think. But
Jesus' pants have burst into flames.
yeah, well, it's been a good day for the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. It's not
yes,
everybody.
Todd, it was his first F-bomb during Bible study.
First, I did an F-bomb yesterday.
Yeah.
But
Did I make you do that?
no.
No, you did it.
The
yeah.
devil made me do it, Jerry.
Yeah, exactly. The devil did.
And Kevin, yes,
Okay.
I'm quite proud that I was able to bring Jerry Lee Lewis into a Bible study, Bible story. All right. Ed, what do you got to say here? I think this was turned into an episode of the original Star Trek. Yeah, I think you're right. Scott says, just watched Hendrix at Monterey Pop, and the flaming Strat was the result of a coin flip when the Who won the headline to be Hendrix, and Hendrix said, follow that. Yeah, lighting your instrument on fire is now a thing. Well, it's happened a couple times. It's happened more than once. So I've got the letter from Grandma. If you're ready to jump into it, or do you have do you have any other news? Do you have any news of the smoke and the fires? Speaking of fires, that's Bible story had a nice fire in it where everything's on fire now. I'm sweating right now.
Yeah, well, you put a lot into that Bible story. I could just completely relax over here while you were just really amping it up for the Bible story. And
I do
because
like
I
the
was
Bible story.
channeling tolerance and flexibility, I just took my blood, my heartbeat way down and just didn't even, I'm not breaking a sweat or anything like that. So fires, well, the fires are terrible. And what's going to happen, which is kind of, sort of good for us in Southern California, but not good for you guys in Northern California, the winds are going to change and they're going to blow westerly, so the smoke is going to blow across the continental United States. We'll get better air quality here, but apparently it's not good for you guys with the fires, and especially with the ones that are in the east. You don't want westerly winds blowing those and fanning them even more. So poor California and poor Oregon and poor Washington. And yesterday I saw on purpleair.com that they're also in British Columbia, because of course we don't talk about British Columbia, and it's right over the
It is in America, just North America.
Yeah, absolutely. So we should be talking about what's happening up there
What's
as
it
well.
called? Purple what?
It's called purpleair.com.
Purple air, purple air.
If Jake was into pyrotechnics, I was just thinking about that when we were talking about all the fiery stuff, because when you go to see, what are those guys called? Kiss. I mean, that's just all,
What are those guys called?
Well, I'm just looking over there at the rubber ducky, because I actually, they don't sort of register on my radar, except one of my best friends is, their business manager for, 20 plus years.
You bragger. You love to bring that up.
Well, no,
Fun
but
meters
it's
at
just,
a maximum right now, everybody. I just want to say that.
it's just funny that Angus, is the business, Angus who loves opera, the Sex Pistols and Shakespeare, is the business manager of Kiss. The air from Oregon has made our Idaho air chunky style. Well, that's the thing.
I'm at 96.9 on the temperature.
Gosh, and you're sweating. Yeah, well, it shows you that sweating doesn't mean anything. It's okay, Kevin. We know that you didn't copy the joke. You just said the joke, so it is
Well,
great
minds do think alike. If
yes.
you give 100 million monkeys a typewriter, 2 of them are going to type War and Peace.
What's going to happen?
Let me take your temperature. If you give... Never mind.
What? If I give 2, what? That's a useless thermometer.
97.1.
I should go in and get the old under the tongue one. Fanula can't she can't handle it under her tongue.
That.
I love that thing. That reminds me. I feel like that.
I would like to ask Mr. Predicto which is the best thermometer, but
Yeah,
you
I
can
do
only
ask
do
him.
yes or no
Ask
ones.
him if the mercury thermometer is the most accurate, because it is, and that's the thing. And I don't
Mr.
care if it's
Predicto,
analog and old school.
Is the mercury thermometer the best thermometer? The mercury thermometer, is it the best thermometer? Mr. Predicto, hello, are you there? Wake up. Mr. Predicto.
I don't think you're very gentle.
Oh,
Mr.
God, he was
Predicto.
just about to turn on. Yeah, it takes a minute for him to warm up. I think that, I don't
Did
know.
you need to hold him and give him some? There you go.
Oh, there you go.
You just needed my magic touch,
Yeah.
Jerry.
It is best not to say now.
Mr. Predicto doesn't even want to get into it on this.
I know he doesn't
this-
want to come between us because he thinks we
temperature
won't
thing.
come to fisticuffs. Mr. and Mrs. Jerry have been, we've argued about bigger shit than this before. This is nothing.
No, this
Mercury versus your silly...
is small change.
Yeah.
Which is the best god, ball or god? I think we know the answer to that one.
Well,
after today's
God
Bible
really
story.
proved it with some hellfire
Yeah.
and, not quite brimstone. But,
Bringing it.
I mean, he really did bring it. And then to bring the rain on top of that, I thought God was going to be a no-show. Like, don't you ask me to,
No,
come and show
you're
prove
thinking
that
of-
I am real when, and
thinking-
God, and that's not being disrespectful doing God as a robot. It was just the inspiration that came to me at the moment of how I would do God as a bit of a robot.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a white guy up in the sky with a long beard and a pole and a staff. I know it's a staff. You don't call it a pole.
Yeah.
That sounds too much like the other thing.
If God upgraded his wardrobe, because that wardrobe I feel like is based on olden times, the way people used to dress. If God upgraded his wardrobe, I wonder what he would be wearing. What's so funny? Think about Mr. Predictor.
No, Rhonda says I'm a walking magic touch. That's one of the nicest compliments I've ever had. I might have to write. Could I have that in writing, please, Rhonda? I would like.
You've got a good lying down magic touch too. Get it? Get it, everybody? All right. Happy birthday. So this letter from Grandma is. I wonder if this is from. I think this is just from Aunt Charlotte. Sorry about that. This letter from Grandma is from Aunt Charlotte. It's from.
Well, Aunt Charlotte is good too. I mean, she's
She
a
is
really
good.
good de facto grandma.
She is good.
I think.
So this is from.
Take it away, Aunt Charlotte.
This
And
is-
Jake. And Jerry. Lord Jerry, take it away. Read the
You're
letter.
doing that on purpose now.
Well, it might be a little bit funny for those guys. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Being an a-hole on purpose? Me? No. I'm still challenging tolerance.
That's what I do.
And flexibility. You don't even have to, it just comes naturally.
So this is from my birthday. I was 27 years old.
Oh, I bet you were
1987.
cute. I would have loved you.
So on this birthday, I haven't read this one. I haven't pre-read this one, but I will tell you, at 27, I had won the San Francisco comedy competition, got an agent and a manager, and recorded that HBO Young Comedian special, the 10-minute with Robin Williams. That's what had happened, and moved to Los Angeles.
And let's see if they're down with how you're doing.
Happy
Let's
birthday.
see.
Happy 27th birthday. I'll always remember when you were born. Your mom called and said they had a lovely baby boy. And I still have the announcement your dad made. It said a new 1960 model. We
It's
hope
cute.
you.
I could get a few little tears in my eyes.
Yeah. Well,
thinking
feel
about-
free to weep. I can get out the Tim Russert book if you want.
No.
We hope you have a wonderful year. Maybe catch up on some rests. All our love. And then she's got that. And then I think there's this other letter, but this is also from Charlotte. Inside. Grandma and I both stayed up to watch you. Was hoping David Letterman would have visited with you more instead of the jock. I don't know. Raleigh Sharp and his wife watched. Your parents knew them. He said to me today, I watched your boy last night and he beamed. My neighbor thought it was good. Another neighbor taped it to watch later. Hope you can get on Johnny Carson program sometime. And then she says hello to my girlfriend at the time.
We don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can. I'm
Hope
fine.
all is well. Write us sometime. It would please Grandma. I know you're busy.
Oh, have you not been writing? Just a little bit of
I look, a 27-year-old man, boy. I mean, I don't know.
with
how
a
much-
girlfriend, and you've got some success, and you've come
Oh.
down to LA, and and they're going to give you a pilot any minute. You're going to have your own sitcom.
Yeah.
You drive. What were you driving? Was that when you had the
I had the-
convertible, or were
I
you
had a-
driving the terrible Datsun?
No, I had a 1970 Toyota Tercel that I got when I was like 17 or 18.
Oh,
Yeah.
super sexy to be driving
Well,
around Los Angeles
it was only
in a
7 years
Toyota
old then. And
Tercel.
I watched the yellow Toyota Tercel with a it had some little tar. They were paving the street in front, so it had these little tar flecks on it. So I got one of those green kitchen scrubbies and washed the car, and it's totally ruined the paint on the car. So from then on, my car had this kind of dusty matte finish because I did the whole car
Oh my
with one of
God.
those kitchen scrubby things.
Wow.
It was a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, just a little
It was
bit
a
of
bit
a
of a
mistake.
mistake.
Oh,
It
yes,
puts,
his
it puts
little
that $200 tree in perspective.
yeah, your little skits finally paid off.
Mm.
Well, I really couldn't believe the tree, but now that I've grown another one of it, and I don't want to see Ed that the one on Etsy was $45 $45, but I'm going to make some more of those grow if it's, I mean, by sheer force of will. And if anybody
With
can
your
do
mind.
it. Yeah, with this, I'm going to.
Do you grit your teeth and tighten your butt when you do it, or when you're making the tree grow, or is it more of a relaxed thing? that you
Well,
do?
I did sort of grit my teeth and then sort of at the
Yeah.
tree then, but that's not usually how I do my magic, and you know that. I mean, my magic is usually a little more subtle.
So Jen's asking if I did
wish
Carson.
there was no response to that. I was talking about my magic that I work on you, and you didn't even like.
There's a lot going on right now, Jerry.
If you can see him inside, I don't have to do anything, and it's magic is working on him. I'm sort of like, what are you
I
doing?
am completely into you. It's just right now.
I know.
I've got a few
I
other
know.
things
He's
going on.
completely into you guys right now, and I'm just,
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Yeah, when the
I know.
show's not on, it's me chasing her around. Like, how about now? It's now a good time for you. Can we? How about now?
Okay, it's not all about me, and I know that, and I'm not trying to make it all about me. I'm just,
Okay,
just
well,
a little
because-
bit about me, just for a second, and then okay, now back to all you guys. It's
you
all
are
about
magical.
you guys.
You're arguably the best thing that has ever happened to me, and because also our daughter. But I wouldn't without you.
There wouldn't be her.
Yeah, she
Without
might-
you, there wouldn't be her.
Think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
And let me say what I'm about to say.
Oh, nicely done. Nice way to shut me up.
It didn't work.
No, it did.
So Jen was saying, did I do Carson? And Julie answered that I did. I did do Johnny Carson. I did Letterman a few times. I started Letterman in '87, right around the time that my birthday, just prior to, obviously. And that would have been my first Letterman. And then I went on to do that 46 times over all the years. That's a record of people doing stand-up on Letterman. That's a thing that I can say about myself.
Let's
And
get you a crown. Where's the crown? We can.
And I
borrow
also
it right
did
now.
The Tonight Show, but the talent coordinator for the Tonight Show, Jim McCauley was his name. He was hesitant to put me on because my style was kind of stammery, and he thought Johnny might think I was nervous. But then my manager was able to convince him that that
was your act.
my act, right? And he had me on. So I ended up doing the Tonight Show probably, I think, 12, 13 times. It was 4 times when Johnny was the host present, and 4 other times when Johnny was hosting the Tonight Show, but there was a guest host of Jay Leno for that night. This is prior to Jay taking over the show. So that, what is that, 8 times? And then another 4 or 5 times when it was Jay Leno's Tonight Show. So there. Now you got it.
Yeah, Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
I'd like to give you a high five, but you want to do
Yeah.
something else right now. I
Okay.
can tell you're busy. I'm here when you need me.
Rhonda asked if it smelled like dead fish. You remember those cars? I don't think so.
Depends on how much water you get inside them, Rhonda. If you leave the windows open and it rains, which doesn't happen a lot in Southern California, but at the wrong time of year.
Oh, Ed's talking about his car. He moved with an 82 Rabbit diesels. Yeah, so this was a Toyota Tercel, and it maybe it was a 1980 Toyota. I take it back. It was a 1980 Toyota Tercel, and it was a stick shift, and so it was really tricky to drive a stick shift in San Francisco. You had to learn this double
clutch.
foot technique.
Yeah. I know how to double the clutch.
Yeah, good. Wow,
Yeah.
there's a lot of valuable links. Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. I wonder if that's my first one. Well, we'll find this out later.
Yes, we will. We will.
Rhonda really wanted to bag Johnny. I don't know what that means, Rhonda, but I'm sorry that didn't happen for you.
I think that means what? I think it means
Yeah.
this. Am I right, Rhonda? Just give us a thumbs up if we are, because Jake wants to ask me a question.
Yeah, I
Or
want to
tell
ask
me
you a
something.
question.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm trying
David's
to be.
asking me a question, so I'm going to answer this question from the comments quick. Does a Letterman or a Tonight Show stand out? There were so many great ones. Obviously, I remember the first Letterman and the last Letterman, which was just a couple months before he was leaving, and I got choked up a little bit. I thanked him for what a great ride. So those are the two that, and my first Tonight Show, I was getting ready to go on. I think I may have told this story before, but I'm getting ready to go on. It's a big deal. I mean, I've already done the Letterman show, which was quite popular amongst my peers at the time. But this was the first Tonight Show, and Johnny was the biggest deal of big deals. Johnny was what we all thought about Letterman at the end of his run, and I'm backstage, and the curtain, there's 2 guys standing waiting to open the curtain for me to come out. I've got my material ready, the band's ba-dum-ba, 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 and my manager's about 20 feet away over here. Buddy was his name, Buddy Mora, rest in peace, what a guy. And he goes, Jake, and I'm right about to go on. The band's going to stop. Johnny's going to say, please welcome Jake Johansson, and he's saying my name like Jake. I'm like, what? It's about to open. I go, what? And he goes, don't fuck this up. It was so funny. Such an icebreaker. God.
So you did you go out laughing? No.
No, I
No,
didn't.
of course you didn't,
I
'cause
didn't
you're a
laugh when I
professional.
went out, but God, it makes me laugh and love Buddy whenever I tell that story or think about that
So
moment.
bagging someone means she wanted to marry him. So wow, Rhonda, you wanted to marry Johnny Carson. Cute.
Yeah, well, there's
Okay.
a lot of money in that.
Yeah, that would have been a good setup. Imagine if you came to Hollywood and the first thing you did was marry Johnny Carson. What a power move! Wow. Okay, what are you going to ask me, Jared?
Oh, Dave's got the last letter, but I may have to get that from you, Dave. maybe you could post that as a secret YouTube link. Send it to me, and I'll download it and then upload it to my YouTube. Let's do that. Jake@jakethis.com. If you can manage, that's a lot of technology. I wouldn't be up for that. I'll be honest. I mean, I would love it if you did it, but if I was you, I don't know if I could manage it. Would you rather be a great musician, artist, or athlete?
Musician. Oh, that's a hard one though, actually, because
Let me throw author in there.
Artist or musician? The athlete, nah. I mean, I like athletes and I think they're great, but no, it would be something creative in a different way, not creative using my body. Well, art, you're using your body, and musician. Probably musician, I think. I really love how music speaks to me. I mean, I love art too, but yeah, no, it would be music.
Yeah, I think it's
And
musician too.
what would be my instrument? Well, would it be a guitar?
Well, I'd like
Would
to.
I want to be Chrissy Hines?
Why don't you think about that quietly?
Oh, because quietly.
And
What?
then I'll talk
You
about.
just want me to be okay. Oh no,
Well, unless you want to tell me, if you're just going to work through like
out
Who
loud.
Wants to Be a Millionaire type of thinking about your answer. Well, the Nile River is pretty long, but then again, the Amazon in South America, I don't know. And the Mississippi River, I think that's the longest river in America. We don't need that.
God. Wow.
I know.
What
I
in
really
my
turned
place-
into a jerk
Yeah,
33
what-
minutes in.
Yeah, what?
Normally,
how
when we
rude.
get to this,
I've got to go. I've got to take Fanula to the doctor. Oh yeah, sorry guys.
Oh,
What is
you
it?
got-
What's the time?
it's 3:37.
Oh shit! We're late.
What happened to you?
Bye-bye. We have to be there at 4.
Okay, love to love you.
Palisades.
Wow, how about that? Sort of an exciting finale to Belinda in today's show. I think I would like to be a musician. I love being a comedian, so I'm not trading my life for that. But of those choices, musician, because you can do it till you're super old and almost, unlike comedy, really, the older you get as a musician, if you're successful, the better you get. Rhonda does want to hear Belinda go on. Yeah, well. So I think it's time. I think it's time to go. I think it's time to go for today. I've got my. I've just got my Seize the Day, and I'm paging through here to find one that I like. All right, here's Tom Hiddleston. All right, for today's Seize the Day. I am an optimist. I choose to be. There's a lot of darkness in this world. There's a lot of pain. And you can choose to see that, or you can choose to see joy. If you try to respond positively to the world, you'll spend your time better. So, if you give positive, you receive positive. Yeah, that was a good one. You guys, happy Tuesday. Great to see you. Tomorrow's hump day. We're going to be halfway through this week before we know it. Hang in there. Don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. I will see you all.